Nowadays it's hard to think of the fashion capital of Italy as anywhere other than Milan. The Quadrilatero of Milan is home to the chicest of boutiques. Companies like Versace and Armani have their headquarters in Milan, and Milan Fashion Week is a huge event in fashion held twice a year. But that hasn't always been the case, so this video is about how Milan secured its place as the fashion capital of Italy, and the ultimate Italian fashion irony, the style known as la sprezzatura. Italy has always been very strong on design and the production of textiles for use in fashion going back to the Renaissance. In fact, the English word milliner was originally used to mean the seller of luxury goods from Milan, before its meaning narrowed to the supplier of women's hats. However, from the time of Louis XIV, France increasingly became the home of high fashion, haute couture or alta moda, with names like Pierre Balmain, Coco Chanel and Christian Dior, although many of the materials and craftspeople involved were still Italian. And don't forget, these were the days of made-to-measure bespoke fashion, rather than the expensive branded clothes we probably think of nowadays. In Italy there were workshops in many cities all across the country, including Florence, Rome, Milan and Naples. Nonetheless, the Ente Nazionale della Moda, the National Fashion Board, was created in Turin in the 1930s. Given Mussolini's views on the place of Italian women being in the home, making high-quality dresses was unlikely to be a priority. After the Second World War, Giovanni Battista Giorgini famously organised the first Italian high fashion show, as it was called, at his home in the Villa Torrigiani in Florence in 1951, as Florence established its preeminence in fashion in the 1950s and 60s. However, things were conspiring against Florence. Florence had the artisans' workshops to produce a relatively small number of very high-quality made-to-measure clothes. But the world was changing and people with money wanted to go shopping, to buy ready-to-wear clothes off the shelf, not to discuss their individual wishes with the dressmaker and wait for weeks for the clothes to be made and delivered. And Milan was bigger, better connected to the rest of Europe by road, rail and air, and had the infrastructure to support the mass production and retailing of clothes in the modern way. The fashion industry of Florence was also badly affected by the River Arno flooding in 1966, which devastated the city, including its art and economy. The changing world of fashion was epitomised in 1967 when Missoni's see-through tops under the catwalk lights at the Palazzo Pitti caused a sensation. They weren't invited back and the following year showed their collections in Milan. Others followed as designers increasingly moved to Milan. Brands like Prada, Versace, Armani, Krizia and Dolce Gabbana developed in Milan. Vogue Italia and leading fashion magazines were based there too. And, as they say, the rest is history. Milan's position as fashion capital of Italy was well set. But we shouldn't overlook the other cities of Italy. Rome has the likes of Fendi and Bulgari, as well as the boutiques of Via Condotta. Florence has Gucci, Ferragamo, Roberto Cavalli and Emilio Pucci. And Naples still has an active culture of tailoring, with the Neapolitan jacket having its own style, with higher collar, little or no padding and bigger sleeve. Even Little Umbria has Brunello Cucinelli, about whom I've done a separate video, the link is in the description below, and gave us Luisa Spagnoli and LS. And finally we should say something about the ultimate fashion irony, that true Italian style, at least for men, is la sprezzatura, looking as if you're not really trying, leaving a button casually undone, a tie slightly off-centre, or, as in the case of Gianni Agnelli, wearing your watch over your shirt sleeve. How wonderful that in a country where fashion is so important, that in the end you want to look as if you're not taking it that seriously. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please support the channel by subscribing, and I'll see you all soon.